What's up, Blizzard Nation? Welcome back to Strictly Blizzness, episode 42.
42, our special Christmas
We
episode.
wish you a Merry Blizznness. I'm not doing that again. No,
we didn't
no
do
12. Not that one. We did 12 days, and I couldn't even name anything besides the really long flash sale, whatever day that was on.
Or the sweaty jersey
game worn jersey.
that always was done differently. It seems like we just did that episode.
It does, actually.
And it's been a whole year.
Yep.
And we do not have any carols for you this year, but I like we wish you
a Merry Blizznness. We wish you a Merry
Blizzness. And a happy
New Year.
New Year. New gear. Oh, we're gonna have new gear.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's relevant.
Yeah, so
well done.
We could have.
Should be a songwriter.
Well, lyrically, I could do it, but yeah, I don't know. We're working on that.
Yep.
So it's a Christmas. It's a Christmas episode. Hence my gear.
Yeah.
We don't have Blizzard hats. Maybe we need to get some for Christmas
Light up
next
ones?
year.
One of those lights isn't twinkling, Clark.
I know, Arden. Thanks for noticing.
Would you like me to adjust? Hey, at least some of them are twinkling.
I just, in my 8 years of knowing you, I've never wanted a cousin Eddie you where I would say, go get my boss in a bow and bring her to my living room about my Christmas bonus.
Let's try that.
Yeah, right? I don't know who I'd send to get you. Maybe Ryan Naparella. He's a pretty big guy. So.
He is a pretty good guy. He's a pretty good guy. And a big guy.
I don't know what we're talking about this episode. We're good now.
We're going to talk about all things Christmas with the Blizzard, right? So it's Christmas week.
Yes.
This is actually going to air
Christmas
at a different time than normal. So when you're hanging with your family and you want some entertainment, watch us on Christmas Eve.
Yes. Grab an eggnog.
Let's go.
Yes, because sources tell me that if you've had a couple eggnogs, we're actually a very entertaining show.
Okay.
You didn't know where I was going with
I've
that.
had a couple eggnogs. That will not air on this episode, or this will be my last episode ever.
Well, don't have a couple eggnogs prior to. We know what happens with coffee. I can only imagine what happens with eggnog.
Yep.
But we were just at a holiday party, and
Yeah.
it looked like you had plenty of eggnog from what I could see.
We had some eggnog. It wasn't like plenty.
Well,
I
you were,
remember
like,
I did a
doing-
trout dance. Yeah, it's my best
I
move.
think Ryan has a purse. I'm not sure what kind of dancing that was.
Like fish out of water.
Move, like going out to the dance floor and trout jumping.
You were trout jumping. I just want to say you were trout jumping.
I did.
You were also the official purse holder.
I did
Of the
have to
village
do that too. Anytime
Christmas
anyone
party.
else wanted to dance. So whether it was your daughter or my wife, I ended up with all sorts of like.
Apparently
I
you
was like,
the
we should
rack.
have just wore a jersey that said coat rack or purse hanger.
You were the rep.
Yeah.
Oh, but it was fun. It was a good night.
time.
That was our
Good
village
time.
Christmas party.
Yep.
Where all of the village businesses got together. We had a great representation of the Blizzard there.
did.
Which is our staff. Players aren't in town yet, so we didn't have any
I was
players.
trying to remember. That might be the time, including Ryan Naparella and his wife, that we probably, that was the most people we've had on our front.
Historically.
So, yep.
In the 8 years.
And it helps that Matt Barrett lives locally, and we have more coaches locally than we've had in the past. So
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
was a good time.
He has a lovely girlfriend.
That was a good time.
Yeah.
Soon to be fiance. It's on air. Matt, I'm sorry.
Well, I did say,
Yeah. We did
Matt,
put him on the
where
spot
is
there.
that ring? Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on. Anyway, she did say he's sticking around, so I don't know what
That's
that
good,
means.
yeah.
But so Christmas, are you ready for Christmas?
I think so.
What the-
I have three of them, so I think so. Yeah.
So
I'll
you
be
have
in the Blizz office.
three
through the end of the
separate
week, but-
Christmases you have to go to,
Yep.
and you're gonna get them all done on Christmas Day.
No.
Oh, so you do some before.
Yeah, I think one this week and then two next week. So I'll go to Wausau a little bit next week and then be back here for Blizz stuff and New Year's stuff. So,
Awesome.
yep.
Cool. I have
You?
a busy week.
Yeah.
I decided to do all of my Christmas shopping in one day.
Yep.
So I thought I was very prepared and had been collecting stuff.
Not so much?
No. So I did all of my Christmas shopping Sunday and Monday. So late Sunday night, my sister and I closed Target. Every year, since the girls could talk, we have done some sort of charitable giving where the girls help me shop for a family in need. And this year we had 3 families in need to shop for. And of course, my girls are both busy with school, so I got to shop for the 3 families. So we closed down Target, and then Monday we did whatever shopping was needed. And I was up till 3:30
Which
sorting.
is not abnormal for
That's
you,
not
even
abnormal.
without the
I really
shopping.
shouldn't. Right. 3-4 hours of sleep, not uncommon. But it was an interesting night when I'm trying to sort what I was thinking at Target and thinking at Kohl's and thinking at Macy's. I still wound up with stuff. I have no idea who it was for. So
Well, it's better to have extra than to be like, I didn't get the thing I needed to get. So
yeah, I hear you. Very much so. So we're as prepared, and I talk about giving and I talk about gifts, but it's more than that. And especially this year, after what Christmas was for some people last year, it's really about getting together with family, and it's about sharing that love that you have for your family members. And so many of us have lost family members due to COVID and due to the pandemic. And to me, it makes it that much more of a special Christmas for many of us. And I realize that there's still some people that can't gather for their own health reasons or because they now have COVID. So my heart goes out to all of you who are missing family members, either because they have passed or because they're still under some sort of quarantine or health risk by gathering with people. So we say it every year in our family, Jesus is the reason for the season. And we try to keep that definitely at the forefront.
Awesome.
So
very cool. You know, with some Blizzness?
We could do some Blizzness.
Yeah.
There's the only Packer thing other than my hat is we secured a home game for the playoffs.
And the 2 teams that were giving us trouble proceeded to not do anything good this weekend in a great way. So
but I had
Tom Brady was cursing out refs, and Kyler Murray fell apart. It was amazing.
But I had them picked this week to win, and they didn't.
The Saints actually historically have given Tom Brady problems, so that was crazy that he was shut out. And there's highlights out there of him cursing a ref or a coach on the way off the field too. So
he was crabby. He was crabby.
Yeah.
But he lost.
Yep. So, they are human.
They are.
And the Packers knew that Arizona was human because they beat them in Arizona, but they are falling apart. Arizona are. Yep.
And we know what that was like with those fans there when we were there. So I can only imagine what Arizona is
that
feeling.
Angry guy sitting next to me.
That Kirsten kind of poked.
Don't poke him. Don't poke him. He's going to snap.
He's going to.
Yeah.
And he just said to you, don't
touch me. Yep.
Anyway.
So we had a couple questions from Blizz Nation, and I wanted to address one, and you can chime in. So I was sent an email or a message. I forgot how we got it, whether it's Facebook or email. Just why it seems like we're scouting Southern State only players, and there are a bunch signed right now, and that's not only where we scout. Actually, a really good conversation with Corey about that. We absolutely try and he says own our state and own the Midwest. We want those guys from local colleges here, and we do take a look at them. And at the end of the day, it's best player for best position, right? Regardless if that's Alabama Roll Tide or Go Badgers, right? Like it's really where the best player comes from. And we are, and I think that loaded in that question was tryout. So there was just a Midwest tryout where we had a bunch of Midwest players, including, I believe, a kid that had quarterbacked at Preble was at that tryout. So we absolutely look at those players. It's just need and fit type thing with who Corey already hasn't signed and what the best position is. But he absolutely looks at those players. It's just what the guy can do at the field at the end of the day, not necessarily what logo was on his shirt in college. So
yeah, I think also, for our area, the kids that play at Madison that are really good are probably, they're looking at CFL, NFL.
Yeah.
A lot of those kids are graduating with engineering degrees, communications degrees. They're done with football after college.
Sure.
And really, at the end of the day, that's what this is about. These are for the players that want to continue to play.
Yep.
That is not true all across the United States.
Right.
Now, when you grow up on just football and in the South in Texas, that's a prominent thing.
Football mecca, so that's natural that a high percentage of football players in general are from those
correct.
states. So,
and they have more schools also in concentration down there. So I wouldn't say that we're just going to the South. It's just you go where you have the talent. And like you said, if coach is looking for a particular position, he's going to scout all over the country. But he looks at a couple of things, and all coaches are different when they do their recruiting. Corey looks for what they are as an athlete first, then the position. The position might get them on his list, but he's looking at them as an athlete. When he actually talks to them, he wants them to fit. If he's got somebody that's a head case, they're not coming to Green Bay. A different team can have them. So there's a lot of things that go into play, but I get looking at the roster, you would think, but I bet you if you looked at the roster overall for the IFL, that's the case all over.
And I mean, there is a focus on local guys, I can tell you that, because we want that. We want Oshkosh kids, Whitewater kids, you name it, Badgers. And there is a list that we absolutely scour more thoroughly to see if we can get a local guy than some of the other ones. So even though there may not be one on the roster yet, that 100% is a list we're navigating. It's just finding, again, right player, right position, right time. And
And I don't know if it was the first, but I think it was. We did have a Madison, former Madison Badger on our team last year with Robert Pfaff. But, even in his case, it's, do I still want to play football?
Right.
And, a lot of guys that are graduating, they just look at college as being the end of that football career because that's not what they chose to do as a career. They went to school to do something else. So
I hope that answered that one. So it was a good question.
Yeah, it was a very good question.
So we also have more info from Corey. What's he talking about today?
Oh, wow, that was a quick segue.
Well,
You don't want to just sit here and chitty chat about it?
No.
So
I always enjoy chitty chatting. I just thought there was a natural or on the football piece. Let's kick it to Corey.
So we're going to talk about linebackers today.
Okay.
I personally have had great relationships with some of our past linebackers. There's a couple guys that come to mind right away that I'm still following on Facebook. One recently got engaged. One's a personal trainer now. We got some great individuals that have been in that position. And it's a very important position in the IFL. In all football teams, but especially in the IFL. So coach is going to talk about how they align and lining them up.
In linebacker. Let's say line one more time.
Line.
You can have it, Corey.
Line.
Welcome, Blizz Nation. This is your head coach, Corey Roberson, here to talk to you about the rules of the game. All right, here we have a situation whereas we talked about illegal defense inside the 5-yard. Right now, you see we are aligned on the 5-yard mark. You see the defender up top is inside the 5, toes not on the goal line. When the ball is on the 5, the defender has to have his toes on the goal line. Clearly, you see his toes is over the goal line. He's not mirroring a receiver. You can see I was pointing to the official, telling him exactly where the guy was standing at. You see the other defender's toes are on the goal line. What sticks out about this play like a sore thumb is that gentleman doesn't have a receiver that he's aligned over. He's inside or almost outside of the belt, which is the box, the belt, which is guard to guard, outside shoulder of those young men in this situation, and he is not aligned over anyone. So therefore, making it illegal defense and replay a down 5-yard penalty, or in this situation, half the distance to the goal. We have another clip right here. We're going to show you illegal defense, which happened against us. At the snap of the ball, the linebacker is supposed to be stationary. Clearly, you see he has a running head start, as in like the receivers are in high motion. He's trying to get there. That makes that illegal defense on us as well. In this situation, he is supposed to be stationary at the snap of the ball, and then he can move anywhere around on the field. And if he's going to cross the line of scrimmage, he has to go through either a gap, which is either side of the center on the left side or right side. He cannot blitz outside the 2 guards. But in this situation, he gets a running head start before the ball is snapped. That's illegal defense on Green Bay, and it is a 5-yard penalty, replay of down. Once again, thank you for coming in, tuning in with us. This is your head coach, Corey Roberson, here to teach you the rules of the game. Go Blizz.
Pretty cool. As always,
I
want to talk about what you said going into the segment too. So linebacker is, I think it's different in the NFL, right? There's typically, I think, depending on the formation in the NFL, and here goes my football IQ right out the window, but like you definitely have more on the field in the NFL at the linebacker position, in a position that's asked to do more than most positions on the field, if that makes sense, right? You're either blitzing, covering, stop, right? Like you're asked, you don't just run a route. And I'm not saying receivers,
Right.
you go get someone that throw on a helmet and go catch the ball. That's not, I understand learning the route tree and stuff is way more different. And in the IFL, a receiver, you have to learn special teams, but you're asked to do a lot on defense and linebacker. And to your point, it's very crucial, right? You are either covering somebody, blitzing, and where you line up is so different in the IFL that you could get flagged if you're lined up in the wrong spot.
Right.
And, yeah.
Right. You have to, that's a special position you got to have the mindset to do it.
Yep.
There's a lot of moving pieces. You're right. You got to stay on top of everything that's going on. And as coach said, that alignment that's just one of the things that they have to concentrate on.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would agree.
Nice.
So do you realize that
when
we do our next episode, it's going to be 2022?
2022.
2022.
And a couple months from a Blizzard game.
Yes. Are we ready?
Yeah, we got snow machines and we're ready.
Yeah, we made some big announcements in 21. Lots of good stuff going on around the
really
IFL.
good conversations around Top Gun night too, so that one's going to be some fun. I think we got a volleyball tournament coming that we'll share on a future episode. So you broke the news before I even got a chance to. I got blindsided yesterday. So like, what's this we're doing with the volleyball tournament? I'm like, what the heck? How did you know that?
I thought he knew. So I'm like, hey, I hear we're doing a volleyball tournament. He said, I don't know what you were talking about.
He's like, what is happening? But our good friend at Replay, who has been here from the get-go when the Twinklers bought the team, one of the first partners I brought on, has a really cool sand volleyball court out there. So leading up to Top Gun night, I think we're going to have some fun. One-day tournament, single elimination, winning team gets party pit tickets for Top Gun night. Like, it'll be some fun. So, yeah.
Are you going to be out there?
I am going to, because I'll probably have to help Brian navigate that.
But you won't be
playing. We plan on, no. I think it'll be after, because those two May games are back-to-back. It might be right after a home game, so I don't think our guys will play because we have another game coming up, but we for sure will try and get some guys there and just be present at that tournament. So I think it'll be a lot of fun. And with party pit tickets on the line for your team, like I would hope we're going to have a ton of teams sign up for our good friends at Replay. So
Gosh, I would hope so. Yep. We need to give a shout-out to Mr. Binns.
I don't know what happened in the comment section last video. So
it
was like highlight video from like 1981.
He was reminiscing, that is for sure, and he just blew up the comment section. Yep. But there was some great footage in there, and you could see how different it was to what it is now. I mean, and maybe on Facebook isn't the best representation. It was very grainy, depending on if you're watching it on your phone or a computer. But he definitely had a lot of fun.
And it was cool that he's throwing back to some older videos, because we all also have some cool news for 90s night as we approach too, so that Kathy has approved and we've discussed, and I guess that one's becoming really cool as well. It's going to be a fun season. I feel like I broke our record when we talk about that on here, but it is in 8 years, probably the promo schedule I'm most excited about. So
yeah, I'm excited to kick it off.
When you buy us full flight suits.
Wait, what? I am big in costumes, but what?
For Top Gun, full on flight suits.
Okay.
Nope. All right, we'll put it on Big Bark's tab.
Yeah, they got all the money.
When I say Big Bark,
I say woof. What else you got?
Not a lot.
No?
Not a lot. A lot of stuff coming in the new year. So the new merch will be at least up, just with the way it's taking to ship here and stuff. The target is that's in February sometime for sure for our kickoff party with season ticket holders and partners in March, but we should have it live in February, as long as you guys should be able to pre-order it once we have the designs. So
tickets going on sale.
And it should be end of January. We are targeting last week in January. It should be built mid-January. We just got to figure out the Colton Dixon piece causes a weird shape to the building because speakers, right? Like you don't want to be sitting behind a speaker.
Not really sure.
You can sit behind a little bit on the don't land here. The
hence why you need a flight suit.
Right, yeah. You just don't want to sit behind speakers when a concert's going on, so it's way different than sitting wherever when it's snowing, or even you can still see the laser show, even if you're angled behind the goalpost a little bit. Speaking of invoicing for something. So it's just a little bit complicated to set up the seating map for that one, so just got to meet with Lighthouse and just find, they call it hot and cold audio zones to make sure we can cover where people are sitting. So, yeah.
Sure.
So the target is the end of January.
Excellent. I do have... And I'm not one for gossip on this show, but because it does affect an IFL owner, I do want to say ownership group. I do want to say a little bit something about our friends in Columbus.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff going on out there that the people that were the team that were associated with managing both Frisco and Columbus have left. They parted ways with the Germains. That is very true.
Okay.
They did. But the Germains do have still ownership of both teams. The people that were managing them did not own them in any way, shape, or form. I believe they're going off to start their own league, which more power to them if they can pick that off. But Columbus will be in our lineup of teams for 23.
Got it.
And they will be the Wild Dogs, and all this stuff about trademarks and everything that's floating around in the forum and everything else, I'd like to say is BS.
God bless you.
BS, but they get their stories from people and they conjecture, and that's fine. But the Germains are outstanding individuals. Just because we as owners don't comment to your questions does not, we realize that is just, it's useless, I would say, to have them comment, because they'll ask one question, get badgered into something else, get badgered into something else, and they're outstanding individuals. And I look forward to having them playing in Columbus. Obviously, for us, that's a very close bus trip. It helps to build the Midwest.
Right.
They just had issues with COVID that they could not get past in their community, and if you don't have fans able to attend a game in person, if you don't have sponsors who are willing to invest because everything is still shut down or there's other constraints, I get it. I understand why they are dormant for 22, and we need to respect that.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean they're going away. It doesn't mean they're not going to have a team. So all the conjecture that's out there is just that.
Yeah, and I would just, it's not for a team, like getting a team off the ground in COVID would be nuts from a group that had to now. I always tell people, we lost 2 seasons, Blizzard Nation. Like, we had a season taken from us in 2020, and 2021 was not us.
Stumbling.
It was not us. We had football, we threw promos, but it was not. It was pod seating, shifted halfway through the season. Right. So I couldn't even tell you what it would have felt like, or try and navigate a season getting a team off the ground in your first time doing it. And granted, they had Frisco, but getting a team off the ground with limited seating or no seating, or what does that look like?
You would just be pouring money into a situation. And we've had that in the IFL, and that's why we've had owners that have gone out of business. Anyone that thinks they just want to own a team needs to seriously look at and or talk to owners who already own a team before diving into this, because too many people think, oh, I'll just own a team and I have, X amount of money that I'm going to throw at it and it's going to work.
Yeah. And it's not like Chick-fil-A where people are just going to come buy your sandwiches. It's a lot of work. So I don't have them as a partner, not a shameless partner plug, but they are coming to Green Bay. So I'm going to try and get them as a partner.
They will. So, and you know what? There's enough Chick-fil-A's that maybe we could even talk about a national sponsorship.
But it is not as easy as
people think it's
having
very
a chicken
easy.
Sandwich everybody wants. So.
Yeah, especially we're in an NFL town, so you would think we have football. People will come.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
And we're a better price point, and it still doesn't make it a foregone conclusion that you're going to pack your stadium. If you don't have fans in your stands, you're not going to make it.
Right.
End of story.
Right.
You're just not going to make it. So, okay.
Okay,
we're done.
I think that's what we have, right? I mean, okay.
Yeah, we've hit on everything. We wish all of you a very Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year.
Well, we'll see them in the new year.
Yeah.
We'll see them
but we won't have an episode. We'll be back, but we won't have an episode.
That's true. We are going to take a break because we didn't want to rush Ryan back from Wausau, and I'm not going to physically be here. So.
Right. And as much as we love doing Zooms, we'd rather be sitting here with you. So
yes, we absolutely would.
Yes.
And I think we do better
Yeah.
with the Zooms because half the time I'm just watching the screen going, are you talking?
Yeah.
I'm in stroller park. Are you talking to me?
Stroller park.
Can you hear me?
It's like a new part of Disney that's going to become.
It's the stroller park.
Yep.
Anyway.
Perfect. Well.
So should we sign off for the last time in 21?
Absolutely.
It's kind of teary.
It is. Should we hit them with it?
Did we have a whole year of Blizzness? Or will 22 be our whole year of Blizzness?
Yes, we did. Fact check. Yeah.
Well, we did Christmas songs last year, so.
But that was Christmas in July. Oh, I got big mark on a fact check. Mark that one on the calendar.
It's not difficult to do.
That was Christmas in July?
Yeah.
I'm thinking it was for Christmas last year.
We'd have to look.
We
we
did
could
the 12
backtrack
days of
from right
Christmas.
now and see when that 42 weeks ago would have been, right?
Oh, let's do the math.
No.
How
Let's
many
not
weeks
do
are
the
there in a
math.
year, Ryan?
Then you're still short of a year. If we only have 42 episodes.
Right. So how many weeks are in a year?
52.
Okay. So 22 will be our first full year of Blizzness.
They're actually true non-Christmas in July Christmas episode.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I just
Then
remember
it was
at
only
which
6
point-
months ago. Then I feel better.
If you
because-
count all the COVID game day quarantine stuff we created before we had the amazing partner that has Big Work involved, we probably have a year run of it when we were just checking in with each other.
Yeah,
and
but we
saying,
weren't officially
What are you
strictly-
doing in your kitchen today? Why are you in the pantry?
Well, yeah.
Why we're on this episode? Why is Vetrano in the pantry all the time? Like,
because Vetrano likes to eat all the time. Yeah. No, but we didn't have studio.
No.
I'm talking studio.
Yep.
Studio.
Yeah.
We did have something, but we didn't name strictly.
Correct.
Until the spring.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I feel better now. So 22 will be our first full year of Strictly in this current state.
Yep.
Okay. But we say goodbye to 21.
Yes. We'll be.
And all of the challenges and blessings that we had, because there were a lot of both.
Yep.
A lot of both, personally and professionally.
And we'll be here with football soon.
Yay.
Yay.
All right.
Should we hit them with it?
Let's hit them.
Hit them with it. Go Blizz. Don't forget to like, follow,
subscribe,
share,
and ring that notification bell to get all of our content in your inbox.